So we're looking at a response from a 7th grade student to an activity about strengths. And what we're really asking the student is, what is your favorite class, and what are the things what are hardest things for you to do, what are the easiest things for you to do. This student shows math is fun and amusing. It's a good thing to know that he really likes variables and graphing in a math class. I mean, that's a big tidbit in planning for a student. He also says the hardest class is, well, other than the whole 7th grade, if he needed to choose, it would be language arts, because I am not that good with all those words. And then we say, think about your hardest class. What is it that gives you trouble? He says language arts gives me the most trouble because there are subordinate clauses and dependent clauses. Wow, that's very specific, very useful data. Now, when we look at the student employment goals, we ask the student for several employment goals, and the first thing he says is, I want to be a lawyer in law from Harvard, which is great because he's shooting for the stars, has aspirations. Employment goal 2, if my lawyer job does not work out, I might want to work at the Lego factory only if my lawyer dream in law does not work out, because I do love Legos. Excellent data. Now, what would I do with these two pieces of data, and why is it so important to have a student go through this process? First, when I look at this, I see this student does not like language arts because specifically subordinate clauses and dependent clauses. But he does like variables and graphing in math class. So when the student says, if my lawyer job does not work out, I might want to work in a Lego factory, I would say to the student, okay, I'm happy about where you want to go. I think you're doing a great job aspiring to be something. But I do want to say, I see that you don't like subordinate clauses and dependent clauses. And were you aware that a lawyer's entire job is focused on writing, understanding, interpreting subordinate and dependent clauses? I give the student a chance to understand that, and then say, but you do like the graphing and variables, and you do love Legos. So perhaps you have an opportunity that would make a lot more sense for you in other careers, such as being a drafter or master carpentry, architect, arc welder. All these things include building things like you do with Legos, creating things, using geometry, graphing, variables, all of those things. So that's how I would use this data as a transition assessment for a student.